Ms. Perry, tell me the difference between res judicata and collateral estoppel.
Collateral estoppel is also known as issue preclusion. Res judicata is also known as claim preclusion. In issue preclusion, the question is whether the parties have previously litigated to their merits and finality the same issue, in which case they would not be allowed to relitigate the issue. In claim preclusion, the question is similar, whether the parties have litigated to finality on the merits claims, and they would not be allowed to relitigate those.
Okay. Tell me the legal meaning of present sense impression.
Present sense impression is an exception to the hearsay rule. And in present sense exception cases, it's the general idea behind the exception is that a person is unlikely to lie if they are simply giving their present recollection of exactly what is occurring as it is occurring. And therefore, those statements are allowed to be used in evidence, even though they are, by definition, hearsay.
Very good. Tell me, what is, we all pay taxes on income. I know you do because the FBI checked. They do a thorough background check. And I do too. What is income?
Well, the IRS regulations are extremely complex when it comes to
what is income?
describing income, but basically it is anything of value that you receive throughout the year. So it could be gratuities, it could be wages.
Well, what if I'm asking you how you go about analyzing this. Let's suppose Senator Durbin starts a new company and he takes it public. And I decide to buy some stock because I believe in Dick Durbin, and I buy it at 10, and it goes to 20, and I'm feeling all warm and toasty, but I don't sell it. I want to because I think it's going to go to 30 because I believe in Senator Durbin. Can government tax me even though I haven't sold it?
I am by no means a tax expert, and I would like no one to rely upon this tax advice. My understanding is that would be an unrealized capital gain, and you would be taxed upon it at the time that it is realized. But again, I am not a tax law expert.
Why is that? I mean, what's the basis for that?
Why am I not a tax law expert?
What's the basis for that?
I believe the basis for that is that those are somewhat imaginary gains that can rise or fall as the market rises or falls, and so they tax you upon it at the time that you actually realize that interest.
Okay. Gentlemen, I'm sorry I'm out of time. I didn't get to ask you questions, but good luck to you.
What's the difference between res judicata and collateral estoppel? Res judicata, also known as claim preclusion, means once a claim has been fully litigated and decided, it cannot be brought again between the same parties. Collateral estoppel, or issue preclusion, prevents the same issue that was already resolved in a previous case from being litigated again, even if it's part of a different claim. In short, res judicata stops whole claims from coming back. Collateral estoppel stops specific issues from being re-argued. Now let's talk about present sense impression. This is an exception to the hearsay rule. Normally, hearsay, which is an out-of-court statement offered for the truth of the matter, isn't allowed. But present sense impression is different. It allows a statement describing an event as it happens or immediately after to be admitted as evidence. Why? Because someone making a statement in the moment is considered unlikely to fabricate it. Next question. What exactly counts as income under U.S. tax law? In general, income is anything of value you receive over the course of a year. Wages, tips, dividends, rental income, you name it. The IRS has detailed regulations on this, but the simple rule is, if it adds value to your wealth, it's likely income. Now here's a tricky one. If your stock value goes up but you don't sell, can the government tax you? Short answer, not usually. That's considered an unrealized gain. You haven't actually received any money yet, so the gain isn't taxed until you sell. That's when it becomes a realized gain. Why? Because market values can fluctuate, and taxing unrealized gains would mean taxing imaginary profits. And there you have it. Today we explored res judicata versus collateral estoppel, the present sense impression hearsay exception, what counts as income, and how unrealized gains work. Understanding these fundamentals is key whether you're studying law, working in finance, or just curious about how our legal and tax systems operate. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more legal breakdowns, and drop a comment below with what topic you want us to cover next. See you in the next one.